Counter-Narrative News, bringing you daily news today on Tuesday the 18th of April 2023. Going to Indonesia and occupied West Papua, the West Papuan Liberation Army have made a statement saying that they have conducted a resistance attack against the Indonesian army who is deployed against them, leaving 6 soldiers dead on the Indonesian army and 30 missing, including elite troops. This is in response to 2 things. One, a revenge for 2 fighters of the West Papuan Liberation Army killed back in March by the Indonesian state, and 2, in around the kidnapping of New Zealand pilot Philip Mark Mertens back in February. Mertens seems to be treated quite well by his captives, as well as you can be, I suppose, in such a situation. It's an interesting struggle there in West Papua, and the West Papuan people were cheated out of their self-determination in a sham of a UN-sponsored plebiscite back in 1969. Going over to South London and Peckham, the British police have tasered a man who was on his balcony, who then fell to his death. It has not been stated what the racialized ethnic background is of this man, but British police are well known for a liberal use of the taser, including leading to the death of people, disproportionately black and brown people, with the well-known incident of them tasering a black man who was suffering from a mental health episode, who then jumped into the Thames River to his death. Going over to India, and in the Bengal capital of Kolkata has shut down schools for a week due to a heat wave. 40 degrees on April the 13th, the highest temperatures recorded since temperatures started to be recorded back in 1901. This is all points to a global capitalist generated climate change, which is creating a lot of pressures and problems, especially for the global working class, including pressuring them quite rightly to take migrant routes to where there are cooler climes in the world, and especially the West. Well-known anti-colonial, anti-white supremacist militant in France, Houria Bouteldja, has received a white supremacist racist backlash in the colonial media after her talk at Yale University. The racist media is full of all kinds of lies and distortions and manipulations and untruths in and around what Houria Bouteldja has said politically. Actually, Houria Bouteldja has said many interesting things pertaining to the racialization of people, to colonial politics, and to Islamophobia, and to anti-Jewish racism. Really fascinating things that we'd encourage people to engage with. Solidarity with Houria Bouteldja, who is our comrade. And finally, we have a situation where Saka in the Arsenal football team missed a penalty, who cares? And then there's the racist backlash. We're not even going to share the nature of the racist attack on our brother Saka, but just to say that in a context where there is runaway racism in the colonial institution, which is British football, in a context whereby it's very clear that mass-based British racism does not care at all for black and brown players in professional football on this island, it's probably about time that we discuss the need for not only for black and brown professional players in football to boycott the sport, but also for black and brown fans to boycott the sport in its entirety and their allies within the white audiences and communities. How can it be a situation where we accept that young people go into this colonial and racist entrapment? This football team, be it Arsenal, England, and all of these Western football teams, they are only colonial racist traps. We should not be partaking, suffering this level of racist abuse. It's unacceptable. That's Counter-Narrative News. Please continue to support us by liking, commenting, and sharing our episodes and videos. Please do give us feedback in terms of critiques and comments, and please encourage your friends and networks to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on counter_CNN on Twitter. Many thanks.